Bum, 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 bum. All right. Guess we're live. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Hello. Sorry, just doing a bunch of little technical things that I really should have handled before I started, but hey, it's who I am. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you on the stream. Any fellow writers out there, thanks for hanging out. You know what? For anybody who cares, I think because I've been doing these late Tuesday streams, I might actually um, do something early tomorrow. Kind of have this weird day off kind of a situation. Go. And I think it would be kind of cool to visit daytime again, so to speak. Anywho, I don't know if I had anything in particular that I really wanted to come on and talk about, but I did want to say that I have been writing a bunch, kind of off screen, just getting into a zone where, I love having you guys here. I really do. It's one of my favorite things. Um, but sometimes I just need hours of zoned out concentration without having to kind of stop and check on the chat and blah, 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 blah. In order to really like push through and get to the end of this finish line. But with that being said, I wanted to update you on some of the stuff that has happened. I finished the eighth draft of the novel, sent it out to be read. I think I talked about that last week. Also, started working on putting together a collection of short stories for a book, and have kind of started narrowing down. Excuse me. Maybe I drank this too fast. Started narrowing down what stories that I want to tell. And in doing so, started examining these stories and started looking at, well, what is this overall book going to be about? Is it going to be a wide range of collection, um, a wide ranging collection of my work that I just kind of jam pack into a book? Well, hindsight is 2020. And upon examining all of these short stories that I've been writing, they all have a common theme, which would be a lonely outsider finding an inexplicable connection to someone else. And I thought that was interesting. I don't know why that is the theme, but I often found myself thinking about, well, I wonder why that's what I gravitate towards. I wonder if it's something inside me that feels compelled to tell these kinds of stories over and over again. Am I subconsciously searching for some inexplicable connection, or do I feel lonely? And I could take a step back and um, examine my life and say, well, uh, I can. Sorry. Here's why I'm not lonely. I don't know if you can see. That is my dog, Sugar. We do have an inexplicable connection. Hey, Shug. You want to come say hi? No, I'm not. I can't. I can't wrestle with you right now. I'm streaming. If you want to come here, I'll lift you up and show you off to the world. You want to do that? I mean, people like dogs, right? This is online content. Everything's content. Dogs are good content. Come here. Let's say hi. Let's say hi to Twitch and YouTube Live, uh, Vertical Live. rather. So yeah, examining like why emotional resonance for me ends up being something along the lines of finding inexplicable connection or feeling like a fringe outsider. And I think back to my past and thinking about, oh, well, you know how they tell you write what you know. And it doesn't always mean, and I've given this advice before, so forgive me if this feels redundant, but it doesn't always mean if you're a mechanic in Idaho that you need to write a story about a mechanic in Idaho. It's write write what you know just as much as um, write what feelings you know. And so I think back to whenever I first started writing, probably in junior high or high school, where I thought I could develop a penchant for it. Um, that I probably felt a little alone. Um, I probably felt like the outsider, but whenever you feel like the outsider, truth is, I think when you're that young and you're starting to learn your feelings and you're starting to think that nobody can possibly understand how you feel, you realize that everybody else is actually feeling the exact same way. So in a classroom full of outsiders, uh, I felt that I was the only one and felt compelled to write about it. But I think it's also kind of stuck with me, you know. Um, Hi, you want to be put down? Okay. Thank you, Sugar. Thank you for gracing my stream with your presence. And I appreciate you being here, and I love you. You want me to pick you back up later? No. Um, God. Nothing too important to talk about today, honestly. But maybe I will read something. I was thinking about reading something. I finished what's called an anchor story. And this anchor story is in a, I don't know, in a short story book. There are some stories that are shorter than others. And in these books, you'll often find that the longest ones are what are called anchor stories, stories that express the common theme and maybe is like maybe the best story, the story that has the most juice that you want to squeeze out of out of it. So for me, I'm kind of choosing between three potential anchor stories, and I'll just maybe share my first one with you. The first one that I, just kind of got to towards the end of, maybe still want to punch it up a little bit more. This, I guess I'll do version 4 is the latest. This is what I'm calling God's Hiccup. Um, all right. So, that being said, here we go. It's been 3 months since the glitch. Everyone knows where they were when it happened, like some national tragedy, except the world didn't shake, people didn't revolt, no towns were wiped off the map. In fact, nothing moved. That's what made it worse. The glitch hit 2:07 p.m. Eastern Standard. That's when the universe stuttered, stopped. Literally, every atom, every molecule, every blade of grass, time, sound, gravity, all of it halted in its place, including people, including me. I was at school when it happened. I was mid jump. I wish I could say I was clearing a hurdle or mid-jump shot sinking a winning goal for the basketball team I could never make. Nope. It wasn't even a funny jump, like an ironic skip. No, I decided to hop over a low stone wall to get into the lunch line just outside of the cafeteria. I was trying to impress a girl. The girl. The girl. Jennifer Carlucci. The wall is like 2 feet high tops. I'd seen her sitting there, earbuds in, sketching in a spiral notebook. She looked like an angel. Seriously, picture an angel coming down from the clouds, but instead of a flowing white robe, halo, and harp, she was in ripped jeans, a Pink Floyd shirt, and black lace choker. Every time I'd pass her in the hallway, I'd lose my breath. And my nerve. It was painful to like her. I mean, real pain. Like skip lunch because of the knots in my stomach kind of pain. I don't know what I was trying to prove. That I could clear a 2-foot wall. That clearly I had athletic genes, and through the natural laws that govern high school romances, she should clearly want to mate with me. Wow, look at that boyfriend material, I hope she'd say. When she looked up, I went for it. A running leap, tongue out, confident. As my foot left the ground, the world stopped. Me, mid-air, arms flailing, knees tucked, and mouth half open in a deranged expression. Everything froze. The wind, the clouds, even the birds were stuck, like decals stuck to the sky. But I was still conscious. Couldn't move, couldn't breathe, but I was aware. We all were. Trapped inside our frozen bodies, just hanging out like a paused video. The glitch only lasted a second, we all agree, but that 1 second was just long enough to shake the foundation of reality as we know it. That's the moment when everyone's perception became untethered and failed to sync with physics. Then it's like someone hit play. Gravity came back without any recognition of what had just occurred. This is the hardest thing to describe. Gravity didn't start from zero. I was exactly in the state of momentum I was in when I leapt. I landed flat on my feet like I had always intended to. She blinked, looked around, and went back to sketching. I may not have said anything about it myself and chalked it up to a misfire of my brain, but when everyone started talking about what they experienced, and everyone who was conscious for the glitch agreed, we knew we were standing on a crack in the foundation of universal truth. My dad blinked. Like, actually blinked. His eyes were closed for 1 second, for the 1 second that changed the world. Now he walks around like we're all making a big deal out of nothing. I think his smug indifference is his defense mechanism for having not seen it. My older sister was under for surgery when it happened. She woke up and we had to explain it to her. I swear, it broke something in her. Like she missed a cosmic party. I feel bad for her. I know she'd love to share her own experience with her friends, but now I see her awkwardly twisting her feet into the ground every time they talk about it. My good friend Eric O'Brien was home, sick with strep throat. He had been napping during the glitch. He's part of a group of people who swear they witnessed their dreams pause. Some people think they're making it up because they don't want to be excluded. It's kind of a badge of honor to say you were conscious for the glitch. It binds you instantly to the ones who are also awake. Nowadays, everyone has some kind of a glitch-related story where, for one reason or another, they were awake for it. By the morning, the local news had picked up the story, and the day after, the world erupted into a frenzy. Scientists tried to find answers. The governments did too. Every major agency in the world scrambled to come up with an explanation. Satellites were checked, atomic clocks were compared, thermal imaging, quantum data, seismograph readings, internet traffic, all of it. They even pulled hospital EEGs from patients in surgery or sleep labs, hoping someone's brain had left a breadcrumb in the stillness. Nothing. No explosion. No radiation spike. No electromagnetic anomaly. Just a second of absolutely everything paused mid-breath. They confirmed it was global, synchronized. All clocks, all systems, all bodies, except the minds. The minds had kept going. By the second week, a coalition of top physicists, neuroscientists, and philosophers were assembled, a sort of crack team of reality's defenders. The official report, which got released 91 days after the glitch, was about 400 pages long and managed to say absolutely nothing. I read all of it, twice. The conclusions were vague. No thermodynamic disruption detected. Conscious continuity remains an anomaly. Further research into non-local consciousness recommended. That last one made the news. People read it and went, non-local? As in, not here? If not here, then where? After the report, everyone's beliefs slowly splintered. Were we real? Or just some sort of simulation? Was there such a thing as gods? Were they sending us a message? The belief that took the internet by storm was that we were just pawns in a cosmic video game. A day or two after the glitch, my family had their first mandatory everybody sit down at the dinner table in quite some time meeting. The last time we all had gathered at the dinner table, our grandma got put in hospice. I can't remember everything that was said that night, but what I remember my dad saying was, if you believe in God, you believe you have to be good. If you believe you're in a game, you believe you have to win. And that's dangerous. You'll have to be more careful now than ever. My mom, more concerned with how we might change, reassured us. She said, some games aren't meant to be won. They're meant to be enjoyed. It did make me feel better, if only for that dinner. For people like her, their lives didn't change much at all. It turns out that life is already like a game, and for most people, winning means a warm bed, someone to love us, good food, great friends, our health, and our happiness. Perhaps that's the most unbelievable thing out of all of this. I still have to go to school. I guess that's how life goes, no matter what it is. Human beings keep mostly doing what they see other humans doing. Things aren't exactly the same, of course. On the bus ride from the suburbs to town, it's easy to see the menagerie of choices people make post-glitch. The testers, as they call themselves, were people who actively sought to break the simulation again. They're raising money for deep-sea exploration, hoping to discover a boundary long forgotten by a celestial developer. They petitioned for funding to dig to the center of the earth, hoping to uncover more truths. They brought bills to the legislature demanding deep space analysis, thinking they can find the edge of our universal sandbox. On a darker note, grief infiltrated a majority of everyone's lives. There were some people who refused to play someone else's game, for lack of a nicer term, unplugged. Most people didn't, though. I guess we're going to let things play out. Some reconciled this by treating the loss of their loved ones by rationalizing that they were just respawning into a better life. Nearly every day, we drive by religious factions insisting their beliefs were all along through, nearly every day, we drive by the religious factions insisting their beliefs were right all along, through chanting, bullhorns, and sign-holding. They are known as POGs, proof of Godders. They rationalize the glitch as God's hiccup. Some of the more obsessive POGs tried to reverse engineer numerology in their gospels to show that the glitch had been foreshadowed thousands of years ago. For many, the time of day it happened, depending on which time zone you were in, became many believers' holy number. Every day at the same time of the glitch, people stop what they are doing for a second to honor the phenomenon and mutter a silent prayer for their creator to return with more of an answer. Perhaps the oddest sight to see were those with superstitious minds who believed they alone did some singular thing that unlocked the cosmic anomaly. They can be seen in the same places nearly all the time, trying meticulously to retrace the actions they took that day and trigger the glitch again. Those poor fools, wearing wool coats in the boiling heat, driving themselves crazy, taking measured step by measured step, they get really angry if you get in their way or stop them to ask if they know where 3rd Street is. Out of the panic and confusion came the physics and charlatans. As we drive by, there is always a line of people down the block. These quantum mystics use the glitch to justify their ability to see beyond life. Their sales pitch was something like, if we were all conscious inside of a frozen body, why is it so impossible to believe you could be conscious outside of your deceased one? They take a lot of people's money. There is a wave of pre-glitch nostalgia, where some people only listen to pre-glitch music, wear pre-glitch fashion, and read pre-glitch books. They believe that real time ended on that historic day. The glitch has been good for commerce. Scientists stopped giving interviews after a while, or they weren't allowed to. When the smartest people on the planet say, we don't know what that was, something breaks in the rest of us. That's the part people don't talk about. Not the glitch, but what happened after, when nobody came to explain it. In homeroom, they play news before our first bell rings. Today's news was about a bill being introduced to add a new marker to the timeline of recorded history. AD, BC, and PG, post-glitch. The bell rings and I head to history class. In the hall, I can hear a group of cinema clubbers hashing out theories for their stories. Quote, there is nearly always someone dying, every minute of every day, right? So there's a massive catalog of all the deaths that occurred across the world at the time of the glitch. And it's likely that one of those deaths was the universe's creator reascending from their human body back to where they came from. Dude, that's crazy, the friends replied. A lot more people say that's crazy these days. It's the best way to be sympathetic and acknowledge someone's theory without having to swallow the whole pill. Our history teacher used to get really into each chapter. He used to dress up, bring artifacts to class, even take us to old battlefields. One field trip, we got to see an old-timey cannon fire. There was a spark in his eyes. Now, he seems apathetic. He points to words on a board, but it's like he's constantly debating whether history even really happened. It makes me sad. I used to look forward to his class. When the bell rings, I shove my things into my backpack. It's a tense time for me, the walk from history to chemistry, because that's when I walk past Jennifer Carlucci, the very same girl I was locked in eye contact with, suspended in air during one of the most mind-boggling occurrences ever to, well, occur. I don't know how or where my yearning started. Surely I'm not the only one. How could I be? Her perfect face, wavy brown hair, and pointed jaw and nose, her big bright smile could knock my head off of its neck. It was impossible to not notice her kindness. She didn't like using the word hate. I overheard her tell someone, it's too strong a word. I try not to hate anything. She volunteers, not just for the socials, of which she is barely on. The adults around her respect her. The other students respect her. I suppose anything capable of respect would respect her. I wouldn't be surprised if she wakes up to cartoon birds helping her get ready in the morning. The band teacher mentioned she has perfect pitch. I overheard she sings at church all the time, which worries me because I don't go to church, and part of me is afraid that if I were to ever talk to her, it would come up. Did I mention it's my senior year? This year is really my last chance. Otherwise, I'd have to hope for a chance encounter in the wild. The odds of that happening may be the same as the glitch. Oh no, here she comes. Delicate, graceful, Somehow her hair is blowing in the wind, even though there is no breeze. It lasts seconds, but it feels like forever. I see her see me. I open my mouth. Hi, is what I could have said. Hi. So simple. One syllable, yet nothing. Just an awkward, dry breath. Her eyes flit forward again and she passes by me. My stomach twists into a knot. My face tightens. I duck into the library and catch my breath in the stacks, chastising myself. How does this happen? How does one person come to have such a profound impact on the way someone feels? I'd love to stop yearning, yet I wouldn't trade the feeling for anything else. Longing for someone is delicious poison. Then on to trig. High school is complicated on so many levels. After getting no homework assigned, my stomach finally unwrenched itself just in time for lunch. It's taquito day, so obviously the cafeteria is packed. The dining ecosystem hasn't really changed. The food hasn't gotten any better. Friends still sit with their cliques. The subject of lunchtime conversation, however, has drastically changed. The other kids used to gossip about their crushes, their new toys, their parents' TV shows, or the kind of car they wanted to get when they got their license. Now it's theoretical physics, quantum mechanics, and game theory. I've been on the outskirts of social circles long before the glitch. I could sit anywhere and I might be invited into a conversation. Axe 4687, and this is not Roblox on the TV. This is Dinkum. You want to see my my wife kicking ass playing Dinkum there a little bit? I'll show you some. Here, have some gameplay while I check up on the chat. Yeah, you liking that? Do you play Dinkum at all, or are you a big Roblox fan? I have a feeling since you said Roblox, maybe that was your go-to, or maybe you're Minecrafty. Who are you? You play Call of Duty. Oh, you get serious with it. Axe, I have a cool story. Well, it's not really a cool story. It's a cool brag. I went to high school with a guy who came out to California, ended up working on the Call of Duty games. It was like one of my best friends in junior high school, and then we happened to move out to California and then kind of into the same area. And he invited me to come check out the Call of Duty offices, and it's cool. It's cool to be a part of a multi-million-dollar company and have access to a really wonderful office space. They had like scooters to get around. They had they had an arcade room. They had a gym, massive cafeteria, tons of snacks, sugary snacks, and what else? Uh, they had their own theater with like every single game console imaginable. And they would like watch movies, but they would also play on the big screen. It was insane. It was a really cool tour. Oh, you also play Nintendo. Yeah, Nintendo's rad. Love it. We recently saw the Mario movie. Did you see the Mario movie? Like to play a lot of Mario. Like to play a lot of Dinkum. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Beautiful games there. Uh, Nintendo is usually what I play with my wife because like they have a lot of like cutesy, cozy, family friendly games. But I also have a PS4 over there whenever I want to play some Red Dead or Witcher or something like that. Or what else did I finish I say the other day, months and months and months ago, but like Cyberpunk, played Cyberpunk. Mario Kart, fantastic. What about Mario Kart World, huh? Play some Mario Kart World? Hmm. I feel like the game is more interesting than the story that I'm slowly narrating. So I'm gonna peel off from the story just because one, it's not really done yet. I think it had a good vibe, but I was just biding my time until real people came in to talk to me. Oh, you think I watch sports? Oh, that's fun. That's fun, X. While I know very, very little about anything sports related, from what I do know about football, I will say Messi. Is that the right or wrong answer? What are your views? And keep in mind, I know nothing. Oh, you like Ronaldo? Well, I could be easily swayed just because I have no stakes in any of that. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who's who. Not even really sure. No, I don't really know who they play for, to be honest. So, you know, don't get too emotionally invested in my answer, please. Max, what side of the world are you on? If you're if you're a football or a soccer fan, depending on how you like to say it, um, it makes me think that the sun's up wherever you are. Oh, gonna take a shower real quick? Okay, cool. Happy shower. Stay clean. Let me see here. All right. Well, Axe, here's what I'm gonna do. You're gonna go do your thing. I'm just gonna restart this. I'm having like a little technical glitch, so I'm just gonna close it and then reopen it again. You could find me after your shower. Mm-hmm. Mookie. Happy shower, stay clean. Derek Nicola, 2026. Yeah, I'd wear that shirt. How you doing, Mook? I got a copyright strike for watching your content online. So I'm sorry for my piracy. My bad. But wasn't it fun? Have you ever had anybody like do a watch party or like or a commentary that wasn't your own before? No, man. I got myself in trouble. I always give myself some extra, a little extra light. Man, it's a lot. Woo. But how was your day? Oh, also, I know you're just kind of like jumping in, but I was telling everybody, I think tomorrow I'm gonna do another like early stream, right? Like I know I've been coming in after these like Tuesday after my Tuesday work and streaming on the later side and I don't know, the audience just isn't really there. Anybody who's interested has given up and started getting ready for bed or having dinner or whatever the case may be. So I was thinking about waking up early and having like a cool little early stream. Would that be cool? Or you're gonna just be working because you work like a 9 to 5. You work like a 9 to 5. He became super Italian all of a sudden. Mookie MC says, I made a few members of my family watch. They just complained about stuff, so I disowned all of them. What's family there for if not to be disappointed in you as an artist, right? It's what makes us stronger. It makes us keep going back for more. I'll make you like what I write. How early is earlier time? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just putting thought into it right now. I was thinking maybe get up, have a little breakfast, walk the dog, do that. Maybe what if I started around 10:30 maybe? Just so I'm not over promising if I want to like Herkle Durkle, which I found out and maybe I'm being misled is just means like you're awake but you're in bed and you slowly like get out at your own pace, kind of Herkle Durkling. If it's not the term, I want to make it the term because I love it. But yeah, maybe something like 10:30. Herkle Durkling is real. Lounging or lingering in bed long after it's time to get up. I wouldn't say long after it's time to get up. I mean, sometimes, but. Oh, it's a Scottish morning routine, you say. Interesting. Makes me think, like, is there a story to be told around Herkle Durkling? There must be. There must be something out there already. Herkle with the H. I'll put it in the chat. Herkle Durkling. Herkle Durkling. Give it a goog. That's short for Google. Because I'm cool. I'll be honest, Mook. I knew I wanted to stream for a little bit. I have no idea what I was streaming about. I don't have anything to do. I didn't come in here with the intention on like of like writing anything. I just told a story a little earlier, but it's weird to come um, in the middle of it whenever a lot of it is like a sci-fi story that is told with a high concept that needs a lot of explaining and blah 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 blah. Hip and cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you for recognizing me. That's hip and cool. And yeah, I don't know. Let me ask you this, Mook, since I've got your full and undivided attention. Just gonna go ahead and take you hostage. Uh, what would you like? You know, as a dedicated watcher who keeps coming back, would it be cool if I did anything in particular tomorrow, even if it's non-writing related? I'll do some writing. You know, I feel like kind of set myself up to deliver on that. I'm happy to do it. Uh, I don't know. Let me do like a little quick focus group. You know, is there anybody out there with a suggestion? You're a smart guy. You work in news and entertainment. Glutton for punishment. How can I punish you? How can I punish Mookie? Read a story in reverse. Word by word. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's see. I have some shorts I can read. Were you around for the glitch story, Mookie, that I made? I feel like I'm really, really getting to I feel like I'm really getting close to a final draft of that. I was just reading through it right now. I mostly caught some grammar things and maybe one word that doesn't seem to fall out of my character naturally that I'll have to go and find a synonym that better suits a high school student. But I think it was, for the most part, I can see like where it's headed. I'm pretty happy with it. So I didn't know if you were interested in like me sharing that with you or whatever. Man, okay, I gotta say, kind of even boring myself. You should come up with Derek's 5 things. And for any topic, you have to come up with the top 5 things important for that topic. And then you can make it a long form study and then a quick bullet point short. Okay, hold on. Let me one, write this down because I won't have this chat up tomorrow. And two, the fuck do you mean? Hey, Wheel Gal, what's going on? Hey, welcome to my YouTube Vertical Live. How you doing today? And where are you chatting to me from? My name's Derek, by the way. I'm a writer here in Los Angeles, and you have this like little behind the scenes vertical video of me, but I'm also live streaming on YouTube and Twitch. And we're talking about what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to stream a little early tomorrow. You're in Virginia. Oh, nice. Hey, what's up? How are things in Virginia? How's the weather over there, you know? I'm trying to brainstorm things that I'm going to do on this on my stream tomorrow. And I just got this lovely suggestion from a really bright guy named Mookie MC who always has good suggestions. Yes, Mookie is here, and I'm bragging about you to a stranger on another device. Saying that I should come up with Derek's 5 things. I'm Derek, by the way. Derek's 5 things. And the idea is to pick a topic. Then, I'm just like looking at the order of operations here. Then come up with the top 5 things important to that topic. And then you can make it a long form study and then a quick bullet point short. I see. Sorry if this is... Hello there. I'm trying to figure out what book of my 43 novels to do. Wheelie Gal, you came to the right place. I'm giving unprofessional, unsolicited advice all the time. Quick bullet point lists. I see. So it would be like top 5 things you need to know about creating a log line. Yeah. These are good. These are good, Mookie. You just published a children's book though on Amazon? Look, I Look, Wheelie Gal, I know I don't have a lot of viewers on right now at the moment, but I do score a lot of rewatches, and by a lot, I also mean a handful. It's not like I'm super popular or anything. But on YouTube, do you want to plug your book? Can we check it out? Can we talk about your writing? Because every time I bring up my stuff, I lose viewers. Let's see. Top 5 things need to know to create a log line, or things a writer needs before they write. Okay. Yeah, and I can already see I can already feel the dead hamster being resuscitated on the wheel in my brain. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know the answer to a lot of these things and things that I'd like to talk about and I'd like to explore." It would be fun to do a deep research. If you want me to do some deep research, man, that is my favorite thing. I love to be prepared and go check out everything. Wheelie Gal says it is called Finn, the Fire Dog. I go by Celeste Sawyer from my children's book. Very important to have an alias. I think that's very smart. Let's go find Finn, the Fire Dog. And for anybody following along on Twitch and YouTube, check out Finn the Fire Dog. Let's see. Where is it published? You said on Amazon? Maybe I should go to Amazon first. And I'll look up Finn the Fire Dog on there. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at this cute little puppy. Children's book, 3 to 8. Let's see. So, I also write adult books too. Oh, cool, cool, excellent. Well, Celeste Sawyer, your pen name. If you don't mind, I'll just go ahead and read uh, your Amazon description. Let's check it out. Here we go. Finn isn't like the other dogs, and that's exactly what makes him special. Living at fire station number 3, Finn the Dalmatian dreams of becoming a real firefighter. While the humans handle the hoses and ladders, Finn is always watching, always learning, and always ready to help. When a dangerous fire breaks out, Finn gets the chance to prove that bravery doesn't come from size, it comes from heart. With quick thinking and courage, Finn steps into action to save animals in need, including a frightened little bunny named Oreo and a tiny blue bird named Pip. Finn the Fire Dog is a touching and exciting story about courage, kindness, and believing in yourself. This book is perfect for young readers who dream of being heroes. Fantastic. This is wonderful. I wonder what your experience has been so far. How long has it been out? Oh, since the 23rd? It's been out for 5 days? Wheelie Gal. That's wild. What has the first 5 days of publication been like? Or are you still kind of just trying to get the word out? I'm happy to do my part, of course. But very cool. Very cool. Also, to answer your question about what to write next. So you have a catalog of novels and you don't know which one you want to do. Well, maybe you can at least make a list narrowing down the ones that you're most interested in. And then, would you say they messed the bird's name? It's actually Sky. Oh, I see. Um, okay. Well, Sky, the bird, then. Um, but how do you decide? You have a million ideas. What do you do next? Well, I mean, you have to be very pragmatic about your approach. Sometimes the decision um, is right there in front of you, and you just have to convince yourself that it's the right one. Why do we have to work so hard to convince ourselves of the right decision? Well, uh, because as writers, we are in love with our most recent idea. It's called recency bias, right? We know this. Um, and it means that we fall in love with a project that that we have most recently come up with. It's the one we're most excited about. However, writing is a really long process. It is a craft. And so you also have to consider the amount of time that you're about to sit down and spend with this project. One, is it a project that you can get to the end of? How much work have you put into these projects? Do you have a full outline? Do you know where it's going? Do you have an ending in mind? With me, I'd like to know where a novel or a screenplay or even a short story is going to end. That way I know when I'm done. um, Otherwise, if you don't know how your book is going to end, you will continue to be lost in the world that you've created and meander into something that feels like an ending and hope that the reader maybe justifies it as such. But you want to be intentional, right? You want to act with intention. You're a writer, this is your craft, and you want to show off your best voice, your best assets. Um, so, with that in mind, I would say, which of all of your novels do you have the most pre-writing done, the most outlining done, the most character work done, the most world building done already, right? Even when we have just a passing idea, it's either a seed or a sprout or an outline or a draft. Like we eventually get to some place where we put the pen down and go, maybe later I have another idea or whatever it is. Gonna have to like commit to uh, this. I would say, can you narrow it down? Can you narrow it down to a top five to, or even better, top three if you can? Narrow it down as much as possible and um, think about looking back on today as if from the future, right? Um, what story, if you were to be dead in 5 years, sorry for the grim um, way to think about this, but if you were to be dead in 5 years, what would you want attached to your name? What would you want to leave behind? What's the most important story? Second is outside of your legacy, um, what emotionally resonates with you the most? The story that moves you the most, the character that you identify with the most. Um, it's going to be easier, and writing books is not easy. I just say easier than something very, very, very hard, which would be something just very hard. Um, you'll be able to move through it a bit easier if you're able to connect with the piece. You're able to sit down, put your mind into the shoes of the character, so to speak, and be able to write from a place of truth, a place that you're willing to explore. Um, and so maybe that will knock down your top five to your top three, or your top three to your top one. For me, also, I have a big catalog of ideas as well. And the way that I decided to pick my next project was, which one do I think about? Which one have I been thinking about starting while I was finishing the one I was on? And so it wasn't my newest idea, but it's one that keeps coming back to me while I'm in the shower. I think about how to build out the world, how to make the characters better. While I'm walking the dog, I'll think, oh, this would be a really interesting perspective or chapter or scene. For me, I write prose, I write short stories, I write novels, but I also write screenplays. And so for me, it's also about, well, what is the best vehicle for this story? And sometimes whenever you have a story that's too grand, too ambitious, especially like coming off of a children's book. Children's books are hard in their own right. But sometimes like a big novel, for some reason, like I wanted to tell a story that's maybe 3 books long. Each book is its own volume that takes place over a different generation of humanity's existence, with one unique thread pulled through the center. And I think, well, to write 3 books to tell this one story, through multiple narratives, through multiple characters, through multiple generations hopping through time, that could take 20 years, and I don't have that kind of time to give. So if anybody's interested in the story, maybe what I could really do is write a really good hour-long drama pilot of something that I think would be very visual, and have my big giant idea in the digestible form of an outline. That way, if I'm writing a story that nobody cares about or winds up caring about, then I didn't spend too much of my time on it, and I still have more of my life to get back into another story that not only resonates with me, but hopefully will resonate with people who want to sit down and read the book. As much as nice as it is to get a really good story out of your head and on to the page, we still want our work to be well received. We want people to give it a chance. And the reason that we feel compelled to tell a story is that we start with a feeling that feels like we need to express it. And we need to express it by telling this story in this particular way so you can feel the same way that I feel. And if you have that, then um, then if you have that, then all the work that you do, if that's not the result of it, I mean, like if that is your starting point and you put in all this work and you craft drafts and drafts and drafts and you're writing somewhere between like 90,000 to 120,000 words to make a novel, and you're rewriting all of your chapters and you're getting notes and you're asking your friends to read it, you're asking your peers to read it, and you're sharpening it, getting it ready for publication. If the end result isn't getting your audience to feel the way that you would hope that they would feel, I guess, or at least give it your best attempt, then you wasted not only your time, but you wasted the people's time who you asked, 1, to read it, 2, to give you notes, 3, the readers. You know, if you're struggling to get through this particular work and you just want to give up and shelve it, or just call it a day and publish it a few drafts in as is because you did all the work, but you don't care really about finishing it, you just want it to be done, you've just done so many disservices and wasted so much time. So I'm sorry. I know that was a long rant, but those are the things that I think about before I sit down to give a lot of my time and my life over to a story. Wheelie Gal says, I used to be a pantser. I am starting to have to go towards plotting. Pantser is fun. And I used to be quite a pantser myself. And now I just plot to keep myself in between the ditches. And sometimes I find myself like pantsing my way through my act 2, discovering the truth in the moment of how one character might move through moment to moment to get to, hopefully, the end that I've designed for myself. Wheelie Gal also says, yeah, one of my older ones keeps coming back, but it's not one of my newer ones. See, to me, that's already an indicator of something really interesting, Wheelie Gal. It's to me, it's like whenever you say that, it's almost like a friend telling you a bunch of red flags about someone they're dating, and you're like, I don't know if I can shit talk this boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever that they have, but obviously this relationship isn't going to last long, you know? That's almost like something like a therapist would pick up on. It's like, oh, you said the thing, you just said it. There's this one that keeps coming back to you. Investigate that. Spend some time making sure that maybe that's the one for you. Willie Gal says, I went back to the description on my KDP and changed the name of the bird that it should have been. Well, cool. Excellent. I'm glad we could nip that in the bud, and we've figured out a way to do it live here and now. Helping writers one stream at a time. Well, let me ask you this, Willie Gal. I got this really great suggestion from Mookie about maybe what I could do tomorrow. I wrote it down, Mook. There you go. That's my handwriting. What do you look for in a stream whenever you're scrolling through? As a writer, what would you like to maybe see me do? I can write, I can edit, I can host a digital writer's room, which I've done in the past. Wheelie Gal, if you haven't, be sure to like and subscribe. Go check out my YouTube page, and you can kind of see some of the stuff I've done in the past. I'm willing to bring back some of the classics, some of the oldies, if you will. Hello, Polka Dotters 17. What's going on? How are you? How's life on your side of the world? Polka Dotters and Mookie are just old friends by now. Polka Dotters, were you streaming earlier? I feel like I got a notification. I was in the car though or something, but I feel like I saw your stream come up. Am I wrong? I'm good. Thank you so much for asking. Wheelie Gal says, I like writing advice, but really like writing with others. I have ADHD bad, so that helps. Oh, so accountability is something that you respond to. That's fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. Not to mention, with ADHD, I'm not a doctor or anything, but I will say, in the writer's room, tangents are kind of a good thing. Not always. It's nice to be focused and be deadline oriented and meet your goals. But often I find that in the early stages of a writer's room, when everybody's coming in and putting their stuff down and setting up for the day, there's a bunch of small talk that happens. What are you up to? What'd you do over the weekend? Did you see that movie? Did you see that show? What'd you think about it? And a lot of those little conversations, one, they make the room more inviting. It makes it feel like you're in a room with your friends, and it makes you feel more comfortable. But two, you often find things in real life that that kind of will make it into a script. Things that become so specific that you couldn't have thought of it on your own. That life gave it to you, and sometimes those distractions, those little rabbit holes that we go down, whenever I'm hosting a writer's room or I'm leading the writer's room, I will make note of it and then fold it into a story. And it's really funny to see people go, oh, um, part of it's funny because it happened in the room and like we all know the inside joke. But truthfully, in retrospect, when you pull back, it's very Coen Brothers-esque to take something that derails the story, that almost seems like it wasn't paying attention to the story that you're writing, and letting a little life happen, a little randomness happen. It almost makes it feel truer. Polka Dotters, I was live yesterday. How did your stream go? Really, gal, that's why I have 43 books that I've started. Hey, I get it. But, if you really came here for some writing advice, can you finish 43 books? I think you finish one at a time. Or if you're going to really finish 43 books and you just want to keep writing on one, as you see fit, like each day, like a different book, then you'll publish them all when you're 80 years old and you'll die prolific and you'll never know how they were received. But here's what I will recommend. Even if you have, I think 3's pushing it, but even if you have a top 2, it's good for your brain to switch between stories, to give your brain a break, let it be subconscious, let it do subconscious work, and then also not waste that time if you're trying to meet deadlines, get published, whatever it is. So, for instance, I was writing a historical fiction novel, still am. It's in its 8th draft right now. And while I sent that draft off to get some notes, I put some distance between it and myself so I can come back to it with fresh eyes and a new perspective, and I'm a better writer and blah, blah, blah. I work on a book of short stories, and all of the short stories are good too because they're small, accomplishable, bite-size, little jobs that I can finish. If I sit down for a day or two, just knocking out, 1,500 words, 5,000 words, 6,000 words, that is very doable as well. And it gives you a chance to exercise your prose and your voice repetitiously, so you can get into a rhythm, so you start to understand yourself faster. Polka Dotter says, oh man, hold on, this chat is passing me up. Polka Dotter says, I've never finished writing a book. Reading or writing a book. Wheelie Gal, LMAO, I'm 28 and have clinically severe ADHD. Polka Dotter says, I only have 2 followers so far, but I got to go a little while. It was fun. I got a day in Stardew done. That's fantastic. And everybody starts off with like 1 or 2 followers. This is just the beginning. Polka Dotter said, did you officially land on a title yet for your historical fiction? I think I did. I can just tell you what it's currently titled, and I'm always open to something better, but I haven't found anything better. Right now it's called By the Neck. By the Neck. I thought it was cool. And hopefully the cover art does a little bit of the heavy lifting too. I know I was asking a lot of the title. But that's where I am right now. Out of a lot of options, that's where I am. Wheelie Gal said, I have several things published, books, crosswords, word searches, journals. Fantastic. Polka Dotter 17 says, right? Because of the Queen's Executioner. Yes. Yes. Let's see. Let's see. And just for reference, Stephen King has written over 75 books. 67 of which are novels and novellas, and 7 of them under the pen name Richard Bachman, along 5 nonfiction books and over 200 short stories. And he's been published since 1974. So there you go. FYI, he's 78 years old, right? So if he's done all that by 78, then just try and think about the amount of time you're going to have to spend. And remember, Stephen King was working part-time writing until he got his first novel published. And then at some point, he was able to transition into writing full-time. So do you have full time to write, you know? That's why I would just say, like, one story at a time. You can get it done. You can get multiple done. But you know, just, and maybe our brains work differently. I start something and I really, really want to finish it. My body and my mind tells me when I'm around the 80% done mark, like, just give up. It's fine. It's done. Like, get out of here. You're finished. And that's where my discipline kicks in, is like, I have to really, really work hard to convince myself to, like, no, stop. You're not done yet. It's just going to take a little while longer. Do it the right way the first time, and be proud of the document that you have whenever you click finish or done or submit or whatever it's going to be. Hi, Claudia Nino Rodriguez. Claudia Nino Rodriguez, how are you? Axe is back. Yeah, I remember you. How are you doing? Wheelie Gal says, I will be on deathbed and say I have an idea. Yeah, that's the thing. But also, isn't that the thing that really keeps us alive? Like, the ideas, the willingness to, like, want to express them. It's a gift. It's a gift to have a passion. It's one of life's little gifts, to have an idea that you feel so fervently about that you want to sit down, bring it to life, and share it with others, so they hopefully derive some of the same joy that you got from finishing it, thinking of it. I don't know. Inconvenient Switchback 6 says best viewers on GoTrendNow.online. It's a shame. Must ban bots. Must ban bots. Five viewers, 5 likes, the dream. Oh, thank you. Thanks for the hearts, y'all. I appreciate it. 2 of my novels have 5 stars. Wheelie Gal, are these still the children's, or this is the adult novels? Oh, thank you, Claudia. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for saying that. Love you right back. That means a lot. Thank you so much. Well, you know, we have Wheelie Gal on here. Do you, and, you know, feel free to not if you don't want to, but what is your work? Can we take a look at your books? And when you say adult, I want to clarify what that means. Does that mean that they're like adult, like erotica, or you mean that they're just not children's books? Oh, Claudia, remember the dog? She's napping right now. But if everybody's good, if everybody's good, I'll bring Sugar back for a little screen time before I sign off today. Just fiction adult. Okay, okay. Because at some point I had the second thought, like, am I wading into dangerous territory here? If you want to share the titles, we could check it out. I mean, here you have, I guess, 3 potential readers. But up to you, of course. It was it is an Owala bottle with a lid, with a non-spill lid. I specifically got this because of my writer's room. I would always have to pack up a big bag. We don't have like a access to a big whiteboard on the wall. So what I did to set up the writer's room that I'm in is I would set up a projector and project it onto the wall and then have a big working document like my freeform, which is my infinite whiteboard, and my final draft up. Oh, bye, Claudia. Have a good night. Thank you so much for stopping by, even just to say hello for a little bit. I'll miss you too, and I'll see you the next vertical live stream. Oh yeah, leave a review, Wheelie Gal, if that'll help. Let's see. So, but what am I leaving a review on? Oh wait, you already wrote it. I missed it in the chat. Crown beneath the dust and behind the wall, both under the Ginger Bloomfield. Is that a really long title? Hold on. Smile. Let's see. The crown beneath the dust. Oh, by Ginger Bloomfield. Okay, I see. Okay, cool. Ooh, can we read what it's about here? Let's see. What a fun cover. Let's see. I'll just go ahead and read this for you. Bye, Claudia. Bye. Okay, gotcha. So Agnes was born to be a pawn. She chose to become a queen. Lady Agnes has spent her life preparing for an arranged marriage to Hugh, a union designed to secure peace in a fractured kingdom. But when Ronan, the ex she believed dead, returns with secrets that unravel everything, Agnes begins to question the life she was forced to accept. A hidden twin, a prophecy that the king tried to erase, a mother murdered to protect a lie. As Agnes uncovers the truth behind her lineage and the brutal reign of King Richard, she joins forces with her twin brother Miles to challenge the throne itself. But power comes at a cost, and love even more so. In a world ruled by betrayal and blood, Agnes must choose between duty and desire, vengeance and forgiveness, and when the crown finally falls, she'll rise not as a bride, but as a ruler. 246 pages, written in English, published last year, August 17th. Cool. Wow. So what is this? Is this historical fiction? Is just a period piece, all fiction? Where do I leave a review? Follow? I'll follow the author. Followed you. Reviews. Ah, yes, I see. Oh, you already have a good review. Paula Sawyer said, keeps readers excited to know what is coming next in the story. Fantastic. Oh, more reviews. Oh, that's the one. Okay, gotcha. All right. Let's see. Right. Let's see. How do I write a review of something I haven't read? Of course, I'm always happy to support. In which case I would say, what would you like me to say? Or can I leave a review stating the truth, which is, I am really looking forward to reading this book. I know Ginger Bloomfield personally, and her work is exceptional. I could write something like that. Would that be truthful enough to leave a review? Without lying, of course. What does that mean? I see that symbol all the time, Willie Gal, but I have no idea what it means, and I think I'm just like too uncool or not online enough. What is that symbol that you put in front of your of? What is that? That just means yes? Man, I'm so not with it. But I look forward to reading this book. I know the author personally, and Ginger Bloomfield's work is exceptional. Polka Dotter says, what game is being played on the TV? Not being nosy, but it looks like fun. I've been watching that. Well, you are watching my wife play Dinkum. Dinkum. It's like Animal Crossing, but on steroids, and so much more to do. Let's see. Talented author does it again. Okay. Excellent. So, Wheelie Gal, I have gone and left you a 5-star review without lying, FYI, so we can maintain our integrity. I haven't read the book, but I did say that I am looking forward to doing it, and I do know that you are a talented writer. So that is how we do that. Let's see. We are friends now. Oh, excellent. Your real name is Jackie. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. And you don't have to, if you don't want to, you don't have to give your personal information out online, but I appreciate that. And I like the way that you spell it. Am I pronouncing it? Did I pronounce it right? Is it Jackie? But QUI is such a unique spelling that I don't think I've seen. Polka Dotter 17. It is not on Xbox. It is on Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo Switch 2. Here, you want me to pivot this so you can see more of the screen? And also, do you want me to zoom in so you can... Should I step out of the... Should this be the content? Do you guys want to just watch me play games? This is what Twitch was designed for, right? Oh, Mookie, you never left a review of Romance on the Ranch, but then again, I don't want a review that stars out. This movie got me a copyright strike. So, Mookie, actually, how can I leave a review of Romance on the Ranch? Is that on Amazon too? I guess hold on, Romance on the Ranch. There it is. I see it. Oh, okay. I didn't even think about this. This is such a good idea. I'm just going to go pump everybody up. And whenever I publish my novel, I expect the same, FYI. Wheelie Gal, no talk? Oh, yes, it's French. Ah. But I did pronounce it right? Or was it more of like Jacques? Okay. Got Romance on the Ranch here. I'm not going to put it on my screen because I'm not getting another copyright strike. But I can rate this video. Review after watching. What did I watch it on last time? Do you remember which link you sent me? Like, were we watching it on Hulu or like Tubi or YouTube? Were we watching it on YouTube? Oh, you think it was YouTube? Okay. There's an IMDb. Okay, okay. You're talking to somebody with a pro account, baby. Okay. Okay. Romance on the Ranch. It's going to be like the only thing I've ever reviewed. People are going to be like, what is this guy doing? Okay, so Romance on the Ranch. I'm on IMDb. I'm about to do it. I'm about to go rate Mookie's movie. Ratings breakdown. Your rating. 10 stars. That's so many stars. But I gave it to you, Mook. I don't get to write any like sort of pithy comment. It's just clicking a star. Okay. Well, I gotta say, I gave you 10 stars, Mook, but it feels unsatisfying. I kind of wanted to write something about it. If you brainstorm away, Mookie and co-writer's movie. Yeah, if you brainstorm away if anything I can help do to lift it up a little bit, let me know. No movies, it's too late. I've already clicked the stars. It's over. It's done. I can't undo 10 stars. You've got 10 stars. We're throwing off the bell curve here. Yes, that is the way. Okay, excellent, excellent. Have 5 viewers, 6 likes. Oh, by the way, if you haven't, be sure to pop on over to my YouTube page and like and subscribe. Really always helps me out. Doesn't cost you anything. It's just a nice thing to do. Okay, with that being said, battery starting to get low on the iPhone. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. I'm going to be streaming a little earlier. So I'm going to make a whole like little day out of it. It's going to be fun. I'm going to get up. I'm going to have myself a little breakfast, not on camera. I'm not going to subject you to my boring routine. I'm going to walk the dog. And then I'm going to hop on Twitch and we'll have a really early writing day. Shade Master Jade. Yes, you did. Well, let me ask you this, Shade Master Jade. I was just telling everybody I've been like logging on later on these Tuesdays and I feel like I'm missing everybody. I've been missing everybody for weeks. So I want to have an early stream tomorrow to catch back up with people, and it'll be on a Wednesday. Did I just arrive as you're ending? Yeah, and I already read that. I don't know why I read it again. I was thinking somewhere around 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm on the West Coast, baby. Polka Dotters. Yeah, somewhere around like 10:30 a.m. Is that cool? Wheelie Gal. Yeah, please, please. Love to see you again tomorrow. It'd be fantastic. Okie dokie. Okay, everybody write it down. We have some suggestions, Shade, Master Jade, FYI. I was just picking Mookie's brain about like, well, what do you want to see tomorrow? I didn't really have anything planned. I just knew I wanted to spend some daylight hours with y'all. And we're going to try something called Derek's 5 Things. This comes from the brain of Mookie MC. A beautiful, beautiful brain where I'll pick a topic. I'll list the top 5, maybe it could be like a ranking thing. I'll rank the top 5 things that are most important to that thing. For instance, the top 5 things you need to know to create a log line, right? And then we'll do kind of like a long form study on it. We'll talk about everything, and then we'll break it down and conclude it into 5 like little bullet points that you can take with you in your pocket for the rest of your life. Yeah. So that was something. Maybe if everybody is invested, I'll I'll host a digital writers room because that's always fun, and I always love hearing y'all's ideas. And last time we came up with something really unique and original and kind of offbeat and quirky, and it was really fun. And if we don't have enough people, then perhaps we'll write, uh, an outline for it or something like that if you want to. Okay, so Polka Dotters 17. It's Eastern Standard for you. It's 10:43 p.m. here. See, it's getting late over there. Don't you think it'd be cooler if I had started earlier and I didn't force you to stay up so late just to have a little writing moment? Maybe talking about publishing with a low budget. Hey, excellent. Okay, so I got Mookie's idea here. I'm just gonna stick this on my computer screen so I have it later. I'm looking forward to this now. Now I have goals. Okay. Talk about publishing with a low budget. Okay, cool. I might be tutoring while you're live tomorrow. Hey, that's cool too. I'll try and stay on for like an extended period. It won't be all day, but it'll probably be hours. It'll probably be hours. So hopefully we'll have some time to slide in there, have a little write time together. What else? You guys, I mean, any like last minute thoughts or ideas or anything like that? Do you want me to play Nintendo Switch? Sometimes that's easier than writing. But if I don't have any students, I'd love to join a writer's room. Okay, yeah, let's do the writer's room. You don't want to watch me play Dinkum. You just want to see it on in the background. Okay. All right, so Wifey will continue to play Dinkum in the background. If you tip me enough, maybe she'll call off sick from work and and continue to play Dinkum so you have something to draw your attention to while we try and write. Okay. That won't happen. I know this. I know this woman too much. Top 5 things to do when facing writer's block. Top 5 things to do when facing writer's block. Yeah. Excellent. Oh yeah, okay. So you're writing your final paper this week. Congratulations. Final paper, final paper. Okay, I'm gonna try and write this down before the chat scrolls up too fast. Talk about marketing and subgenres. Okay, that's interesting. And honestly, it could pay off for me to dive a little deeper into that subject. I know a few things from attending a bunch of panels at film festivals, and they talk about this topic. They never really go into depth, but maybe I can go into depth for myself, and then we'll all learn a little something. I write in mixed subgenres. You write in mixed subgenres. Interesting. So maybe talk about marketing and subgenres. Talk about mixing subgenres. Mixing subgenres is a really fun way to create a unique story. We did a little bit of that a long, long time ago, whenever I was still streaming during the day. And is anybody here from the old days um where we wrote a medical a medical mafia uh we 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 wrote like a gangster medical mafia family drama. So there was like somebody from like the real world was a gangster, and they were half related to somebody from like the Fae world, and they were like wheeled into like a fairy ER with like all these exotic plants. And I don't I forget exactly what it was. I'd have to dig up the old notes, but it was a real interesting story that I did not think was going to come together. And then and then it did, and everybody was really pumped. Uh I mean, you look, you hope for those moments. You can't force them, but that would be cool if it happened, if something like that happens again, if we talk about mixing subgenres. Polka Dotter 17 said, then we could watch Dinkum in the background. Yeah. Yes. I will make sure Dinkum's on, and that way, whenever I get boring, you have something to pay attention to. Okay. Well, guys, anything else? It's getting close to 11. I know some of you are going to be going to bed. I know we're not all in the same uh time zone here. Oh, look at this. Some beautiful subjects to talk about. And I love a little direction, to be honest. Oh, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you saying that, Polka Dotters. Wheelie Gal says, I am writing a vampire book, but the character lives in an orphanage. Very cool, very cool. So it's almost like um horror family drama creature feature. I know creature feature applies to like cinema, but I love how it rolls off the tongue, so I'm gonna say creature feature. That's cool too. Yeah, sometimes it's interesting. There's a lot more subgenres than there are genres. So I almost like to pick things at random and try and force them to work and see if these little tiny little miracles, if anything springs out of them. Just little fun writing exercises. And remember, like, we don't have to land on a good idea. We can come up with something god awful. The important thing is that we try and that we push our imaginations, that we have fun. Okay, so I'm excited for tomorrow. So let me see. I'll set an alarm here. Oh, I'm using my phone. Okay. I will just make a quick note to myself. Stream at 10:30 a.m. PST. Okay, so guys, if you are on and you haven't gone on to my YouTube and liked and subscribed, go ahead and do that. Follow so you get the notification. And we'll try and have some good old writer fun tomorrow. I'm excited for tomorrow. I am. I've been wanting to write with you guys during the day and have all of my faculties about me and not be at the end of my day when I'm feeling the most burnt out, you know? So I'm pumped. So thanks for coming in, showing up, talking with me, inspiring me to pick up the stream again tomorrow. Do the thing. I'm looking forward to seeing you all there again. Thank you, Wheelie Gal. Thank you, Polka Dotters 17. Thank you, Jacques. Thank you, Mookie. Thank you, Shade Master Jade. Thank you, Claudia. I know you're gone, but I appreciate you. Thank you, Axe, as well. And okay. I'll say goodbye. I'll kind of start getting my mind together for tomorrow, and I'll see you then. If you are on Twitch right now, stick around with me. Let's raid somebody, show a little love to some other readers and writers on probably the least popular genre or category on Twitch. We've got to build the community ourselves, so let's do it. Bye to everybody on YouTube Vertical Live. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, take care. Okay, and for those of you who are still with me on Twitch and YouTube, let's raid somebody. Author Christie. Oh, you know what? Let's raid. My dear friend Michael Tozan is on. This is interesting because he is a dungeon master. And what a great parallel to storytelling. Talk about setting up an outline and then exploring a world. And he's one of the best. He's one of the best. Let's raid. DM Tozy presents one of the best dungeon masters in the world, but definitely one of the best in Los Angeles. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It was a pleasure.